hard to get it to respond to being taken up all like so. But if you really want Hamburg, right, try that. Otherwise, they have some Hamburgs for sale that were meant to imitate the Georgian ones, or 1880s ones, whatever. On Etsy, they are no longer for sale, but perhaps they may come back. But these were made like my hat that I shared. So the feather is good. It's merino sheep wool. So I know the sheep would not last as long, especially since it was grey, and it would not respond well to being sanded. But it has to be sanded. It's all a matter to get the stems out. The bad thing about that hat might have been the sweater. Actually, the sweater was still leather, not complete plastic. But the way to sew the brim binding was with a machine. It does the high stitch density, which looks quite ugly. If I would not care and just wear it, because at least the crown was more authentic to the period and all, and it was already shaped correctly. It was already like so, rather than like that, right? So rather than flat like that one. So, and if you want like for example a tan square hat, what people call top hat or whatever, you cannot get these things, or if you're lucky, you will find a second-hand one from Ballman, but they're all the same. They're all soft felt, they stiffen, so they get out of shape quickly. Do not expect longevity from that. If you live, for example, in London and do not use an umbrella, it will get dirty very quickly, lose shape very quickly. When you stiffen it again with a spray can, it puts the residue on it, so it puts even more sense. You have to sand it more, but when you sand it more, you lose the stiffening you just did. And when you sand it, I tried sanding a stand out, and I ended up doing a small hole, and because I sanded it so much, even where there was not a hole on the grey one, the brim lost all structure. It is not stiff like that one, like it used to be. In the front, it lost complete structure, Now, to me, it seems unwearable, but it is the only hat that fits. I'm waiting for the top hat from the 1930s. My sister has to bring it. I have to purchase an antique box so she can put it in the box and bring it safely to Dubai, whatever. So, but if you really want something of that color, then if you find a second-hand one and it fits, then get that. If you abhor the brim binding, change it then. I used to tell you, change it once the brim binding is used up. The brim binding will survive the hat, so change it then. You have to take it off, and either you know how to sew one by hand yourself. They actually do it with a few stitches. They just tack it in place almost. But the brim binding was the grosgrain, ideally. So it has this, grosgrain means it has this edging. So it looks like it is stitched. It gives the impression of being stitched at a high stitch density. But then, because grosgrain was expensive to actually, Petersham, sorry, to actually use grosgrain. But it looks like Petersham because then the hatters had a machine to pass the grosgrain through, which would make this sort of hem in the end, like the Petersham, so essentially transforming it into Petersham. But the highest quality ones had the actual Petersham. Never mind. So, if you're willing to do that, or you have had to do that, and you absolutely want a proper, well sewn, like here, a brim binding, or you hate the band, and change it all as soon as you get it, because as soon as you wear it, especially if you're going to wear it in the rain, the hat will get messed up after 6 months to a year max with rain. Especially a light color, trust me, or even a medium color, like a medium grey or medium brown, pecan. I'm not even talking about the white, a white or light grey, almost white, lilac, beige. They get messed up after 6 months max with rain. Max. I'm talking about wool felt, so a sheep wool felt. If it is rabbit or whatever, it may last longer because it will resist more to the sanding operation required to cleaning the hat. People tend to put it in methystophyzine thing, but that is super dangerous. You would have to breathe in the chemicals that blow up, ruin your lungs. Do not do that at all. So you have to take away all the inside to do it. I'm not even sure it will work to remove the stems. If you have to take off all the inside to clean the hat, then you are messing up the felt by unstitching everything, especially on sheep wool felt, because even the highest quality sheep wool felt, except for khaki hat, whereby to use so much more felt, but you are not going to wear such a heavy hat. So for these top hats and town weight hats, so there will not be a khaki weight hat, so to get density that already it is too thick. So if they make it in a thicker, They cannot, because then it would be, it would look too thick. So to make it kind of look like that, or whether it looks thicker than that, they cannot use so much wool, especially that they still want the wool to be soft. A minimum, the sheep wool, so they use merino. Merino is less strong because it is a baby sheep. So what happens is the felt is not resistant to sanding, or even to rain and regular wear. So all of that to say that if you must absolutely change the trimmings, do it then. Do not purchase something like my grey hat, which has a fake sweatband in plastic, because it feels awful. It has the forehead. It does not let any